I still couldn't. I got the watching now. Oh. Oh, you hear Desmond launching. Okay, okay. All right, cool. Cool, 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 cool. Yes. What? Let me check my text. Oh, we're live on YouTube. If you guys are just joining us, well, definitely a fire in the downtown Los Angeles area. LA City Fire here battling the flames. Now, when the LA City Fire first arrived out here, clearly there's always smoke before fire. They had some smoke showing from what they were saying were 3 or a row of buildings out here. This is going to be in the fashion district, or maybe it was the fabric district of downtown Los Angeles. We watched as firefighters made entry into the buildings and were cutting holes in the roof to vent some of that hot gases, and that's how they usually work these fires. But whatever was inside this building, well, it was going to be a little bit stubborn, and they got everybody off the roof. And I don't know how long you've been watching, but you can clearly see what's happening now. This didn't look like this when we got here. I can tell you they had a couple of holes in the roof, a little bit of light smoke. One of them was pushing a lot of pressurized smoke. And actually, that you might kind of see it next to the vent. That one hole right there. Definitely got a roof collapse now, but don't worry. All the firefighters were out of that well before that happened. They switched they switched to a defensive mode moments, well, probably like I'd say 15, maybe 20 minutes ago. So they got everybody out of the building. They did their count, made their head count, made sure everybody was accounted for and safe. And then they switched out the ladders for ladder pipes. Now, I'm not sure what the process is, but they did take that ladder down for a little bit. Now you can clearly see it, putting water on the flames. There's another one that on the other side of the building. I don't know if you can see it through the smoke, or possibly they took it down, but I'm not sure what the plan was there. But again, like I said earlier on, if you heard me, I am just a guy in a helicopter. These guys are the professionals down there. They know what they're doing. Well, those flames continue to burn. So these are definitely 3 different buildings right here. That is one building. You can see some smoke coming out of the second story portion of that first building. Then this is the second building. That's clearly where the fire is and was earlier on as well. And that's the third building right there. Now, thank goodness we don't see any smoke or any heat coming off of any of that tar. So I'm wondering if that firewall, hopefully that firewall is going to be doing what it was designed to do and keep that heat into this one building. That roof definitely collapsed. Ladder pipes are up. They're putting a lot of water on it now. Firefighters from LA City, they're down there. You can see that roadway. Let's find out what that is. Is that Winston? I think that's Winston down there. I don't get to this portion of downtown too often. That's Los Angeles Street right there. That's heavy rescue. The reason why they probably showed up is just in case they might have some problems. They also have what they call emergency air down there. Now, that emergency air isn't really emergency as in like an emergency, but it's basically backup. They bring those air bottles because they've got a number of firefighters and they're on oxygen. No, they're not on oxygen. They're on air, compressed air, as they make their way inside these buildings. That's what you always see them wearing, those masks. That's how they breathe. But right now, clearly, the efforts to save that center building, they're up in flames, pardon the pun. But that fire really starting to rip right there. Now the walls, that's what they're going to be concerned about, and then they're also going to start being concerned about what we're seeing right here. That white smoke turning to gray smoke. And at the very first, when they cut that hole, one of the firefighters made their way up to that second story, was reporting that there was a lot of heat up there, and there were a lot of smoke, no visibility. So they asked the firefighters on the roof to make their way up to that second story portion and cut a vent. They did that. We saw some wispy smoke coming out of there. Nothing pressurized, nothing moving quickly. But now you can see that actually starting to change color as well. More of that roof collapsing there on that center building. What was inside there? I should have listened earlier on. I didn't think we were going to be reporting on it. But whatever it is, it's on fire now. I can tell you that as a fact. Firefighters on that rooftop. Now that's not a ladder pipe. That's a master stream that they pulled up to that rooftop, and now they're putting water on it from there as well. The difficulty to get the master streams into that spot, you can see it. Even though they throw quite a distance, it is still quite a distance they have to throw. It would be more convenient if they could have had the fire trucks right in front in that alleyway. Well, it's not safe, and it's not the way you do it. That's just that. So right now you can see the fire department really starting to get a little bit of a handle on these flames, a little less fire, more of that gray-black smoke. But that roof definitely collapsed, and when that roof collapses, that's going to add a lot. That did add a lot of oxygen to whatever the fuel was inside that building. When you say the word fuel, contents, whatever it was. When I say fuel, I'm not talking about gas or diesel or anything like that. I'm talking about what is actually burning, be it fabric or products or whatever. But right now, those flames still very, very active. That roof gone, a lot of air, so those flames are going to continue to burn, even though there's a lot of water being placed on it. Even with that light oxygen in there, those flames continue to bellow out and continue to burn whatever it could get a hold of, the rafters, buildings, and contents. Right now, though, firefight, it is on and cooking. LA City Fire down there. I don't know if this has gone major alarm yet. It's definitely a second alarm. Might have even been a second alarm by the time we got here. But you got two master streams going, and then you've got firefighters on a roof across the alleyway, all of them dumping water on it. I wish I could give you some numbers. And, you know, the deal is maybe somebody out there is listening. Many a fire captain has got a hold of me and gave me those numbers, what's coming off those master streams. I always forget, but it's a lot of water. That's an official term, a lot of water. Well, the fire continues to burn. As far as injuries, if anybody's wondering, there are none. I would have mentioned that very early on, and of course, there's that possibility, but as we understand it, everybody got out of that building well before that fire really started to get a handle on that center building itself. Firefighters, we have been listening. If there would be an injured firefighter, we definitely would hear about that. So I'm venturing to say no firefighters injured, no civilians hurt, but that fire continues to burn here in the downtown Los Angeles area. Let's get out of the doubler, give you an idea where it is and what kind of smoke it's putting out. We've definitely seen bigger fires in the downtown Los Angeles area, but this one, it's difficult to watch as these are older buildings out here, and of course this might not be the prime spot or an area, but anytime these older buildings go up like that, that's the first step to tear them down, and then it's just a vacant lot or whatever it's going to come next. But right now, look at that, it's getting some kind of fuel. We went from that light gray to that dark black again, so is that fire really kind of grabbing hold of something else down there? It might just be the tar from the roof that had collapsed. Maybe there's a good portion of it that wasn't burned, but woof, look at that. It's really coming out of that building right now. All right. Simon Dust, Dave, far be it from me to leave in the middle of an excitement like this, but our relief has arrived. They probably have us turned down because nobody wants to listen to that nonsense. SkyFOX, Simon Desk on the Desk Radio. Why can't I hear him? Our relief has arrived. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, far be it from me to bail, but should we be getting out of here? I do have co-workers that might not find this as fascinating as me. Yes, yes, our relief has arrived. Copy all. Anybody that's listening, thank you for tuning in. That is a pretty good fire. I'm telling you, unless a wall collapses, it's going to be eventful, but not super eventful. Beautiful downtown Los Angeles. Love it or hate it. I'm on the love it side. I'm going to keep it a shot.